and welcome to the Fandom Show, the podcast where we learn about fantastic fandoms by talking to our favorites about their favorites. I'm Kai Green.
And I'm Stephanie Malik.
And today we're talking about something we've talked about in the past, but we're talking about it now, again, in the present, so you can listen to it in the future. We're talking about clocks and time. Part 2! That's right, we're doing our very first part 2 with one of our most popular episodes and guests.
Yeah, whenever we talk to anyone about the show, they almost unanimously mention the clocks episode.
Yeah, people love this episode, and I love
love
that
it.
for you.
Time after time after time, they keep saying it's the best one.
It's the best one. So we thought, if we're going to do a part 2 episode, there's so much to talk about. If you went back and listened to our other one recently in order to prepare for this, good for you for doing your homework. But you will have noticed that a lot of the time we spent going, we could talk about this forever.
That and keep going, wow.
Yeah. We had our minds blown repeatedly.
2022, what a time.
What a time. Absolutely what a time. We're revisiting it again. Steph, have you learned anything new about clocks?
Beyond what we learned in the episode, you mean?
Yes.
I mean, it marches ever forward. Time has changed. The stuff that's going on in the world has changed since December 2022.
Mm-hmm.
I've changed. I've aged. There are wrinkles present that weren't here.
Mm-hmm.
Father Time marches on.
That's
but
right.
no, factually, no. How about you?
Pretty much same. Yeah, some more gray hairs. Time is, I think, feeling as I am a little older than I was before, feeling faster is in things go faster than they used to. Relativity, I think.
Perception.
I'm not the right person to ask.
You know who is the right person to ask.
That's the segue.
That was a good one. I'm really proud of you, Kaya.
Thank you.
You really have worked on that in the last few years.
No, I haven't.
Well, our guest knows a ton about clocks and time. It is, once again, Craig Fay, who is the co-host of the Villain Was Right podcast on this here network, the From Superheroes Network, and who recently released his third stand-up comedy album, World's Deadliest Cat, available now wherever you get your music. And it's a really great album. We saw the recording. It's friggin' great. Craig, welcome back.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I was a little worried that you wouldn't have as many time puns lined up, but you did not disappoint. The well is deep.
Yeah.
The well is deep.
Yeah. You come here with the knowledge, and we come here with the puns.
Yes,
that's
I
the
love
agreement.
that. That's I would sign up for that every time.
That's good because you have, and we expect you to be here for roughly another hour. So
I'm contractually obliged.
That's
Yeah. We don't make people usually sign contracts, but this one we're like, he's wily.
Yeah.
We got to get him down.
he'll try and get out that window. We're certain of it.
He will. It's a high window, but he'll do it.
Yeah, second floor. I'll jump.
Don't even test
very
him.
happy to be here.
Craig, since the last time, every time you say the word time now, it's going to feel weird.
This is the occasion?
Yes. Since the previous occasion you have joined us, lots has happened in the world. Has much happened in the world of time?
Weirdly, no.
Stand still.
I wouldn't say that there is any huge advancement or anything like that. That has changed the world of timekeeping and that sort of thing.
We're still suffering through daylight savings time.
We're still suffering through daylight savings time. It's still getting dark.
Dark.
Early. I hate that. But I think last time we talked, I talked about the atomic clock and 15, with an accuracy of 15 nines after the decimal point. And I think we're just sitting there in terms of
they refuse to round it.
It's not quite 100%. I don't think we talked about this last time, but did we talk about the cave art last time?
No, we did not.
Oh, okay. So this is very cool. This might have been, I forget when this came out, but a really cool recent discovery is they found all these cave paintings in Europe from the Paleolithic era. And just a citizen scientist was able to figure out that there's these common markers that occur across all of these different sites, and it's they're lines and dots and Y's, and no one had any idea what these were, but they always accompanied animals. And this basically citizen scientist in the UK figured out that it's an ancient calendar.
Whoa.
they looked at like animals that they recognized on the cave wall and like are still around today, and they found out that it's like basically a calendar, and like all the Ys that they painted on the cave wall keep track of like breeding seasons or when the animals give birth. And so it's kind of this amazing thing where it's a chicken or an egg situation. What came first, art or the calendar? Like, did the calendar necessitate the art?
Yeah.
Or did they start painting on walls and they're like, we can use this as a calendar? But either way, I just feel intellectually it's so interesting for me to like contemplate, did the need to keep track of time start all art?
Yeah, start art, start like
coming and swinging, Craig.
Right? Like, isn't that fascinating, though?
It's absolutely fascinating. It's happening again. We're getting again.
I know. As soon as I said, "Oh wow," I was like, "Oh dang it!" I was gonna try to be so cool this time.
And by the way, that's how good those cave artists were. Where it's like, oh, I don't know how long ago this was, like thousands, tens of thousands of years. You can still look at them and go like, oh, that's that animal.
Yeah. Oh, that's a cow.
Yeah, that's a cow. That's an ox. That's a whatever it is. That this is their migratory pattern. We can line it up, figure out what all these dots, dashes, and Ys mean.
Yeah.
And
I think that's like harder than you think it is. You're probably sitting there being like, oh, well, I mean, like if you're just outlining what an animal looks
draw
like.
a horse right now.
Draw a horse right now.
Draw a horse right now. You think you can. You cannot.
It's harder than you think. It's harder than you think.
It is harder than you think.
Draw a dog face that looks like a realistic dog face. You can't. You've seen a million of them. You cannot do it.
It's hard. It's hard to do. So it's a practical.
Yeah.
Practical
That's amazing.
need.
Try drawing hands? Impossible.
Impossible. How many fingers are there? No one knows.
You know what? This is off topic already, but I was lying in bed with like one eye closed, just looking at my hand. And I was like, there are just ways that you can position that where if I drew it photorealistic to the way that I'm looking at it right now, no one would believe it's a hand. Like hands don't even look like hands.
No. It's true. Hands are so weird. What do you even do with them 90% of the time? They're just floating around there, dangling off of you, doing random things. Like if you take a look at like videos of yourself where you're not fully paying attention or engaged, just look at your hands in those videos and pictures. It is. Your hands do weird things. And you're looking at me like I'm creating a...
No, I'm just listening.
Yeah, just take a look at what your hands are doing.
They're just looking at your hands.
Honestly, right now as you're listening, look at your hands. What are your hands doing? It's probably something weird.
I'm holding a mug right now. I feel like my hands always have to be touching something.
Yeah.
Keep like engaged
grounded.
in... Yes.
Yeah. Can't let them wander off.
Nope.
Dangerous proposition.
Idle hands.
Idle hands, Devin Sawa.
Seth Green.
The offspring.
We did it! Yay!
And that's our episode.
That's a whole episode about time.
And that's when time ended. The 1998?
Yeah, I mean, according to The Matrix, it's 1999.
Yeah, and that's bared itself out pretty well.
Honestly, I think we all agree they're pretty much right about that one.
Look, it seems close in the future.
Yeah. Okay, so very important. We are now in the future since our last episode. How's the clock? How is the clock building going?
Oh, it has stalled out completely. I am so sorry to say that.
Why?
But it's, well... I really want to build a clock, and it's really, really hard, and it's also really hard to find time to do it.
And you're designing it yourself.
Yes. So I will say I have figured out some gears, and I've figured out a way to make those on a scroll saw, so you can actually so one thing that's really, really hard about gears, particularly in clocks, is they have to be really good.
Yeah.
And like you can sort of picture if you've got just a log with a bunch of sticks sticking out, and you mesh those together. That does transfer power back and forth, right? And you could run a mill that way, or you could do all sorts of things. And they'd been doing that for like thousands of years, hundreds of years, when you just needed it to turn in general. But something really weird happens when like if the distance changes, like the lever arm changes, so if the teeth are sliding on each other, then like at one point it's pressing further out on the wheel, then like closer in, so like the forces change. So with a clock, you actually need to have the teeth that basically are this perfect shape that allow it to remain, basically the force to be applied at the same distance from the center of both of them at all times, no matter how the gears are meshing. And the standard way to do that now is what's called the involute gear. And the involute is basically a shape that if you wrap a string around a circle, and like you have a pencil at the end, and you unwrap it, the curve that it makes as it like unwraps and goes back around, that's what you call an involute.
Okay.
So on a modern gear, one side of it is like one half of that involute, the other side is that other half of an involute, and you can put all of those together. And as long as like the width of the tooth is the same, any gear will mesh. Wow. Right? But that's not what clockmakers did. Because the teeth end up being so thick if you do it that way. So, and the gear ratios in clocks have to be so big. Like basically, you know, like like to go from like seconds to minutes, it's like a 60-to-1 reduction, which is like really high. Like in your car, it's going to be like 5-to-1, 6-to-1, or like a few of those. Right. So that's like, so you do it through multiple gears, but because of that, you need so many teeth, because it's like the ratio between the teeth is what makes the ratios turn.
Right.
So you need really thin teeth. So what they have to do is a tooth profile that's basically straight up and down. And then there's what's called a cycloidal profile on the top, which is the shape that a circle makes if you put a pencil on the edge of a circle, sort of like a spirograph, and like roll it around. That's the shape that it makes. So you've got to take each one of those, like sometimes 60, 62, 32 teeth, and carve or cut a cycloidal curve onto the end of something. So it can be very, very particular and difficult. So I sort of stalled out a little bit at that step.
That's fair.
Yeah, and as I said last time, it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back, right?
Yeah.
Where you go, I want to build a clock. And then you're like, no, you need to learn how to make a cycloid.
No
or
problem.
An involute or something like that. Yeah, it's insane.
I have stalled out on hobbies over so much less.
So much less. Like
so much less.
One of my cross-stitch patterns was a little too many items on it to cross-stitch. And I was like, you know what? I have to go back 3 steps. I got to do something easier. Yes. I can't handle this.
And to be clear, I have continued buying tools. That's the fun part.
Yeah.
Any good hobbyist knows they need to buy all the tools and then never touch the tools.
Yeah, that's the order. Buy first, then learn.
Then learn. That's how you're going to do it.
Once I get this is the material possession that's really going to take it to the next level.
That's right. This will make me commit. I have so many art supplies, you guys.
Oh my gosh. We have an entire closet that's mostly art supplies between the two of us. And for every single craft we've decided we're going to start doing. Yeah, we've never done it.
One day, though.
One day, I'm going to need that fake moss. And boy, look out.
Yeah. You used it a little bit.
I used it for one thing exactly and then never touched it again. Today, I actually picked it out because I had to look for a paintbrush. And it's just like crumbled all over everything. I was like, I should throw it out. And then I was like, what if I want to use it in the future, though?
Yeah.
What if one day I'll actually start doing those little miniature dioramas?
And the worst thing is that we live the kind of life where those things do come up, and then we're validated. We're like, see, I told you that one day I would need this specific shoebox in this shape for this one Halloween costume that no one ever could have predicted.
And the thing is that we've used those. And now we have to keep them. Is this a problem for everyone?
Anyway, so
Time.
that sounds
We just don't have the
understandable.
time to
We
get
don't
rid
have
of
the
it.
time.
That's right. So back to time. So there was a couple things that in the last episode we talked about, but we didn't get to dive deeper into. One among them is Sir Shovel Cloudsley, the man
Yes.
with the best name on earth.
So I do need to correct myself. I said his name was Shovel Cloudsley. His name is, in fact, Cloudsley Shovel.
I was so sure you were going to say like Mike.
No. How did I realize that Cloudsley was not a first name? Shovel is clearly. There's nothing crazier than British names.
Yeah. The shovel of the Boston Shovels.
Yeah, the Boston Shovels. Yeah, like he is. Okay, so he is even more ridiculous than I had even said the first time. So, so let me just ask you, how would you pronounce the word SCILLY?
Scylla. SC.
LLY?
SCLLY.
Silly.
Silly, you got
Silly.
it.
Yeah.
Yes. So,
Had it.
Lord Cloudsley Shovel.
Oh no.
He started basically the most important time project that has ever happened, in my opinion, and I think lots of other people's opinion, which is the marine chronometer, right?
Yes.
So he was largely responsible for kickstarting this, and the way that he did that was in 1704. This guy is returning with the British fleet to London or the UK, coming from, I believe, Spain, and cannot figure out how far east or west he is, what his longitude is, because there was no way to do that at the time. He's much further west, further west than he thinks he is, and also further north, and he runs aground. Sir Cloudsley Shovel runs aground in the Scilly Islands. The Scilly Isles. It's like you can't make this up, right?
You couldn't.
You could not make this up.
not.
I
No one
checked
would
this.
believe you.
I double checked this. He's Lord Cloudsley Shovel in the Scilly Isles, and which are just off the west coast, southwest coast of the UK, like before you enter the English Channel, and run aground with the entire British fleet. 4 ships lost, 2,000 men drowned, including him.
Oh no, that's not silly at all.
No,
Where
it's not
did
silly
your
at
father
all.
die? Silly.
And there is, like, I don't know if it's a legend or how verifiable this is. There is a legend that he actually did survive and made it ashore and then was, like, murdered by a local because they, like, wanted to steal something from him.
Oh, damn.
So despite like 2,000 men and 4 ships sinking, he's like kind of heralded as this hero. I implore you, please look up his memorial. It is of a man in like the curly wig.
Oh, you.
Lying down in the most seductive pose you have ever seen. This is carved into stone, and this is this man's memorial. This is his
Sir
thing.
Shovel.
Yes,
Sir
it is
Shovel, you can't, you
insanely.
shouldn't.
It is insanely sexual. I'm not the only one who thinks that.
I mean,
So excited to see this.
a guy named Cloudsley can clearly get it. You know what I'm saying?
He had fans back in the, you know.
Really? Oh my God.
Anyway, that's something. Anyway, but because it was such a huge disaster, basically that kicked off what they called the Board of Longitude, which is basically that the British government's like, listen, we're losing too many sailors at sea. So they basically passed this act of parliament that's like, we're going to give money to anyone who can solve this, anyone who can figure out how to navigate at sea practically. And they were giving like £10,000 to be within 1 degree of longitude, 15,000 to be within 2/3, and 20,000 to be in half a degree of longitude. So like basically that, like the lowest thing basically equates to $3.5 million Canadian to place yourself somewhere between here and Peterborough, or 110 kilometers.
Wow.
And that's how that was like the lowest here. And so like the idea was, okay, let's do it with clocks, because the way that it works, right, is the sun or the earth rotates once every day.
Yeah.
So 360 degrees around the earth divided by 24 means that for every hour later that it is on the planet, or every hour later that you see the sun at high noon, you're 15 degrees west from where you began, right?
Whoa.
Incredible.
Okay.
Right. So that's what time zones are essentially, right? Is like the sun rises and sets at different times depending where you are on the planet.
Oh.
And you can use that to backtrack to figure out how far east or west you are. But in order to do that, you need to know what time it is at home.
Is this why Greenwich is a thing?
That's exactly
Greenwich
why
Mean
Greenwich is a thing. Yes. So you can pick any degree longitude, any meridian, but they picked Greenwich or Greenwich. I forget how to say it. Because of like all this drama, basically there was two ways that you could do it. One was the lunar distances method, which is basically like you look at the moon, you see how it moves across the sky, and using the background stars, you can like measure what time it is, or locally, or like the difference between where you are and what's known. But the problem is they don't know the stars well enough to plot this.
Right.
So they create the Greenwich Observatory to basically catalog all the stars in the northern sky to try and get enough data to track the moon across the sky to navigate at sea.
Oh my God.
So the one option is do decades of observations in order to locate and track every star in the night sky, or build a clock that can keep time at sea, which was at the time sort of put up there with like perpetual motion and like flying. Like they were like, that's impossible.
Yeah.
You can't do that. Because in order to be for a 6-week journey at sea, in order to remain accurate within that like 1 degree of longitude.
Yeah.
So it would be 6 weeks at sea, right? Like to the UK to the Caribbean and back. Your clock needs to be accurate to plus or minus 6 seconds a day.
Whoa.
Which is nothing to us right now.
Right.
No,
But
we
back
got that
then,
quartz.
What's that?
We got that quartz.
We got that quartz. We got that quartz. We got those atomic clocks. We got satellites. But yeah, back then that was like, oh no, that's impossible. Like that's literally impossible to do.
Yeah.
So they founded the Greenwich Observatory basically just to like look at the stars and be like, that's the only way that we're going to have to do that. And then this guy, John Harrison, shows up and he's just a carpenter, like no formal training in clockmaking or whatever. Presumably a genius, because he just decides, you know what, I'm going to make this thing. And he spends 50 years of his life. He dies at like 78 or something. Like he worked from like 30 to 78 or something, or that doesn't work out. But anyway, and basically creates 4 clocks, and that's it.
What?
And his, and they all like are being taken out on ships and worked and everything like that. And his last one is like the first 3 are huge, right? They're like big boxes and stuff like that, because the standard at the time was pendulums, right? But you can't use pendulums on ships. That's the other problem.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Because
of it sways back and forth.
Yeah.
So they had to invent all this other stuff. And then his 4th one is which is called the H4, is basically like a large pocket watch. So it's completely different from anything else that he ever built. It's basically just like hundreds and hundreds of small refinements on things. That's the thing that really pisses me off about this story is that apparently like the thing that they tell you about success is true, where it's a lot of hard work over a long time. It's like effort and time. I was like, come on.
That
Bullshit.
sucks.
Couldn't
Nobody
he be a
wants that.
genius? Couldn't he have just figured it out?
just he woke up one morning and he was like, it came to me in a dream last night. I was visited by a clock. It told me how to make it.
Right? Oh, I would have loved that. No, he spent 50 years of his life just like working away at it. And
You're making us feel bad.
Good job, you. Good job, John.
But basically, he had 81 days at sea with this thing. And at the end of it, it was 5 seconds slow.
That's great.
That's insane. That's an accuracy of 1.8 kilometers
That's-
at the equator.
So did he? So I assume that he made H4 when he was, 70 something. Did he win the money?
No. No one ever did.
But he did the thing.
He did the thing. So his rival. So while his, I think it was his son because he was so old.
His son was his rival?
No. His son was helping him out. I think his name was also John Harrison. But so he's doing the sea journey because senior is like a 70-year-old man. He's not going to go to the West Indies or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're doing this sea trial, and when they get back, the astronomer royal who's in charge of the Greenwich Observatory has died, and they've replaced him with John Harrison's rival, who's this is the lunar differences or lunar distances method is the way to go. Clocks are crazy. No one should do this. So he's very anti-clock. And
that's
basically it's it's just luck. It's just luck that you did this. There's all this drama with having to test it in different places, and basically I think the guy's name was, and again, I cannot make this up, I think it's masculine.
His first name or his last name?
His last name.
Oh my God.
First name, man.
First name, man. Last name, masculine. But all this, that you didn't treat the clocks right, or you didn't, because they are still delicate things, right?
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
you're testing them yourself, and he's like, no, this is all just luck. The errors just canceled out.
Brutal.
And basically, Harrison has to go to King George III and basically be like, come on. And King George is like, yeah, what do we, he did it. He did the thing. King George tested it himself and was like, yeah, this thing's great.
Was George the Third the mad one?
I don't know if he was mad.
For a different episode, we can't have that kind of fact.
I'm sorry. Thank you.
I know he was the, he was,
There was a lot of Georges.
Yeah,
There was. He was the third one.
He's the George from Hamilton.
Yeah, so he's the one who lost his mind.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
So how are you going to trust him?
Well, he got Harrison his money, so he went to Parliament and was basically like, "Come on, guys!" But the board never gave out the money. That being said, they did give Harrison a lot of money through the years to keep supporting his thing. So it's not like they were. The man made his living at the teat of
At the teat of big time.
100%.
Oh my
time.
goodness. Okay, so that's we talked a bit about time zones and that, and Greenwich Mean Time. Why is Australia and New Zealand in the future? From us, because it loops at a certain point, doesn't it?
Yeah, so there's the international dateline, which is basically cuts through the Pacific. So it's basically completely opposite the prime meridian Greenwich time, right? And the reason that is there is because there's no land in the Pacific. Not really.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? If you think about it, if you had it cut through Europe, and in Italy it's tomorrow already, and then in France it's yesterday, or vice versa.
That'd be a problem.
It would be a problem.
Yeah.
So they cut it through the Pacific because the islands there. There's not enough land that it's going to affect too many people. But if you look at it, there's a huge jog.
Yeah, it's zigzaggy. It's not a line.
Because it's a bunch of lines.
It's a bunch of lines.
Because a lot of the islands there, I think I forget who it is, but it's a group of islands off further away from New Zealand, and they're basically listen, we were on one side of the international dateline. we were always like a day behind, but our biggest trading partners were like Australia and New Zealand. So they voted. I don't know if they voted or just decided like, no, we're going to jump to the other side. So that's why there's like that big jog around, because they're like, it doesn't, with flights and things, like they're flying to different islands. They're like, we leave yesterday, but come back today. And so they were just like, no, we're the same day as Australia and New Zealand and that. So, and the day has to start somewhere.
Yeah. I do love the idea that we can just vote for time to be different. Mm-hmm. We can just say, we don't want it to be this anymore. We want to change it.
We can be a different time zone.
Yeah.
I mean, they did that in the French Revolution, right? They were kind of like, we're doing time different now because we say so.
And then after that, they're like, no, we did it wrong.
Never mind. That was a bad idea. That was a bad idea.
Mulligan.
They tried to come up with metric time.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because, and it didn't take because it was already standardized.
Yeah.
Right. Yes.
We'd already figured it out, and they're like, but what about us? And we're like, guys, thank you. Merci beaucoup. But no.
Yeah, and like it was really the only measurement that was standardized at the time. They're like, there's 12 hours in a day that the Earth revolves this many times.
Yeah.
We all agree. And then the French are like, we're going to try and fix it. And you're like, your meter makes sense. Your liter makes sense. Centimeters, decimeters, I get it.
We love what you're doing.
Love what you're doing with that.
What you're doing with like distances.
Yeah.
You're killing it.
Oh, distances, volumes, weights. Crushing it.
C'est bon.
Change the world. But time, they're like, absolutely not. We already know how to do this.
They're in the background wheeling in a guillotine.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
And here's a question for you, though.
Oh.
How long is a day?
Isn't it getting longer?
It is.
Because of gravity, I want to say.
Yeah, that's true. The days used to be much shorter because of the moon. So like the moon is basically swinging further and further out, and as it does that, it slowly slows the Earth. So, but even like today, I mean, how long is a day?
We're talking about the full day from midnight to midnight?
Mm-hmm. Feels like this is a trick question.
I'm going to say 23.9999 hours.
Right, because it's not like a full 24, right? It's like
it changes. It's like 23.
Yeah, there's some change in there. But to my point, it all depends on what day you're talking about.
No. Why?
Well, okay. So there's two different ways to define like sort of a day, right? And one is like, okay, you're standing on the planet Earth. The Earth spins around. The sun is directly overhead. It's noon, right?
High noon.
Sun is above you. So you are pointing right at the sun, right? If you're looking top down. And 24 hours later, you come back around, you wait until the sun is up above you again.
Yeah.
And that will be 24 hours.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what we call a solar day.
Yeah.
Now, if you do that at night,
a lunar day. Oh.
Well, not lunar. It's what we call a sidereal day.
What?
A sidereal day.
Because of Ivimey Sedaris.
Yes.
Yes. You point at her and see how many times she spins around the world, which is usually not
crazy. That's my Amy Sedaris impression. I don't know.
Bang on. I say.
I like BoJack Horseman.
Okay, what does it actually mean?
Well, okay, so if instead of the sun, you pick like a distant star, right? And you let the Earth spin around and you wait until that star is, back in the same position of the sky again, it'll take you 23 hours and 56 minutes. So you are going to be a full 4 minutes plus change short on your day if you use the stars rather than the sun. And the reason for that is that as the Earth goes around the sun, right, it's also spinning. Mm-hmm. So, I should say that more clearly. It's spinning and it's also going around the sun.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So roughly 360 degrees in an orbit, 365 days a year. Let's just call that 1 degree a day.
Okay.
Right? So by the time you get back around to pointing in the same direction, you're slightly off from the sun because you've moved 1 degree forward.
Whoa.
So you actually need to rotate an additional 1 degree so that the sun is directly overhead. And that takes the Earth 4 minutes to spin.
I'm so mad about this. Like, I'm sitting here being like, I'm stewing about it. This is another way the day people get us night people. This is propaganda. by the day people who keep wanting us to wake up early and be alive throughout the day. I just can't. I can't bear it.
So you would go by the stars then?
No, because
then you'd be 4 minutes
then
short.
I'd be 4 minutes short. I want to be
4
on
minutes off your life.
I know. Like
Every day.
it bums me out.
I will say, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to make it bum
Why I'm
you out.
having such a big emotional reaction to this nighttime.
I'll put we all waste more than 4 minutes a day. Right. It
No,
doesn't matter.
I'm nothing but efficient. I've never
Craig,
wasted
how
4 minutes
dare
of my
you
life.
come on this podcast and point out that we wasted the first 4 minutes of this podcast?
There's no way that several times a day I sort of wake up from a scrolling coma and go, where am I? How long has it been?
What time is it?
Oh, no.
Who are you people?
What year is it?
Sidereal or solar day, I think we're all losing way more time than that. But yeah, it really doesn't matter on Earth, but it does depend. It does matter on like other planets, right?
Yeah.
Like where that's more pronounced and whatnot. So yeah.
Wow.
right.
That's wild.
This is probably going to tie into what we just talked about. Space and time are often in the same breath. How are the two connected? Is it just by the different ways of telling time as you're going around? Or are there other ways in which the planets and the stars affect our time?
Oh wow. Okay, this is real deep. So I will say space and time were largely thought of as different things up until Albert Einstein, right? Like that's what he's famous for. You've seen the poster with the hair.
Yeah.
This is what he's famous for. Is
You went to the science center and touched that ball?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That I think is what Einstein is most famous for.
Yeah,
is
yeah,
going
yeah.
to the science center and touching that ball. Of
course.
And let us all follow in his footsteps.
Yeah.
Good time. Good time.
May we all?
So Einstein was famous for general relativity and then specific relativity. And basically what he found out was like, so E equals MC squared.
Yeah.
Right. And I always get a little tripped up on this, so I'm going to try and explain this the best that I know. And if someone else out there knows more, please let me know.
Yeah, this is reminding everyone you're a fan, not an astrophysicist.
Right. So basically what he determined is the speed of light is the absolute speed limit of the universe. Nothing can go faster than the speed of light. And if you're moving really, really quickly, and like say you shine a light out of the front of your spacecraft, like you're near the speed of light, that light still has to travel at the speed of light.
Right. Yes. Okay.
So basically for it to be able to do that, its speed, which is like distance over time, if that stays constant, and it covers the same distance in the same time as someone who's standing still and looking at the light, that means that the faster you move, the distance has to get shorter.
Whoa. I think
Or
I'm too dumb
the
for this
time
episode.
change, the distance changes for one observer and the time changes for the other, or something like that. So it's like, so they're related in that sense. So time and space, to the point where they say like it's the fabric of time space. Like they look at it as like the same sort of thing now in physics, where it's not really. It's heavy objects deform space-time, and that's
Right.
why you have orbits and things moving in circles and stuff.
So you hit a maximum on one number, or at least that number has to be fixed. So by default, one of the other numbers has to change.
Exactly.
Cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
I actually understand that. You did the impossible.
And I'm just here drinking my water.
I
looking
did
up.
what Interstellar couldn't.
Oh, there's a
Suck
lot
it,
of things
Christopher Nolan.
Interstellar couldn't.
It's love. It passes through time.
It's a scientific principle, but only for women.
Weirdly gendered that.
Well, let's talk about our perception of time for a second. We talked about this off the top. Why does it change as we get older? And why does it change when we're paying attention to it?
Oh, like the watch pot never boils,
Yeah.
that sort of situation. I think that's kind of more psychological than anything. Like the thing I have heard about why time feels like it's going faster the older you get is because it's proportionally less of your life.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like when you're a kid, like, 8th grade or something, and you're on summer vacation, that's 2 months of your life is forever.
That's
Summer's
like a year
never
for grown-ups.
right.
It's the best.
And I swear to God, it is still August 2020.
Yes, absolutely.
I was going to get so much done that month. And
I was ready for everything it brought me.
That's your 1999.
that's my 1999. I was like, I am in such a good mood. I'm going to get so much done this month. And then it's 2026 all of a sudden. It's weird. It's weird.
Man, months, if you're young and you're listening to this, the months get shorter. Enjoy it while it lasts.
Yeah.
But also, you won't listen to us because you won't know until you're
You
older.
won't.
Yeah. I'm just hot take here. I know we're not at that point of it. Being old is great.
Honestly, it's wonderful.
It's wonderful.
it is.
It's wonderful. I don't have to care about musicians. I don't have to have opinions on them.
Yeah.
You know?
It's true.
If someone thinks I'm uncool, I go, you're right.
You're
Yeah.
right.
Nailed it.
Correct.
Yeah. TikTok. What? No, I'm not going to do that. I won't learn a new thing. It's not
love it.
happening.
I love it.
And then I think the watch pot thing is very much just we're horribly impatient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. Do you think phones change how we perceive time?
As you said, yes. You wake up from a doom scroll and you're like,
Gasping for air.
yeah.
Wipe the drool off your face.
Yeah, what happened? Sitting on the toilet and your legs are so asleep. You're like,
Like, I just came in here. Suddenly it's dark outside and your pet is like, you haven't fed me in 3 hours.
Yeah, you know that trope of like people waking up from a coma and something has happened? I feel like it's just phone scrolling now. Like that's how The
Oh, yeah.
Walking Dead starts. He was just scrolling too hard.
why am I so thirsty? You've been scrolling for 3 days. Yeah, I mean, it really goes into the fact that human beings do seem to have a sense of time. It seems to be very important to us. And I know you guys have cats and they are also seem to know time and that it's very important. But I think that's more like biological in
Yeah.
the sense
Yeah.
of I am hungry now because my system has processed the calories you have given me this morning.
Yeah.
And now it is not enough. But humans seem to really care about time.
Yeah.
Right? Beat, rhythm, the way that it, as you said, it changes as we, either we focus on something or we don't. Like the way that we can get into, the rhythm or the, what do they call that? The flow state or whatever.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
really working on something and then you wake up and all like, oh, it's dark out, as you said.
Yeah.
So yeah, so phones have to be doing something to that.
Yeah.
Right. Like, and I'd be interested to see what sort of the correlation between time and attention is, because that's kind of what attention is, right? It's how much time you put towards
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
And like, that's what we all want more of. It's like, there's not enough time in the day. There's not enough,
Yeah, I'm curious if this is going to get real for a second. If the reason we're so obsessed with time is because we know we have a perception of our own death.
I was just thinking
yeah.
that.
So we know that it's finite. We know that it will end. So you have to like try to, eke out every second you can and get as much done as you can. And capitalism makes you have to try to be productive as much as you can. But we're like, we know it's coming to an end.
Yeah, we do seem to get like really obsessed with who can do things the fastest and most efficiently. And
Yeah.
the Olympics are on right now. That's basically who can do stuff the fastest for 2 whole weeks.
Or the prettiest.
Yeah,
Or the prettiest.
true. But like a lot of it is like, hey, how fast can you go down this hill?
Right.
How fast can you go down this hill on skis? How fast can you go down this hill on skis with hills? Like that's just what so much of sports is how fast can you do something?
How many goals can you score in this period or
Before
this
the other people
quarter
can,
or
yeah.
this? Yeah,
Totally.
absolutely. And you're right. It's that, and the knowledge of your own death is got to be part of it.
Yeah.
And I imagine that's also part of the thrill of downhill skiing. I hate the cold. Most winter sports are not for me, but like there's that kind of time, like the faster you're moving, like the kind of closer you are to death in a certain sense,
Or
right?
the chalet,
Yeah. Or the chalet.
Nice little hot chocolate waiting for
the
you.
après. Yes, that's why all the Olympic skiers do it. Is the après?
They're just so excited about their hot chocolates.
Like, I asked for marshmallows. I know I'm going to get the little ones.
I just love picturing they get to the end of the race and they just like jump over the little divider and run in for the chocolate.
In the ski boots still. Yeah.
And there they go. They have deserved that treat.
Absolutely.
Put a few more marshmallows in there for
They've
them.
earned it. They've earned it.
Yeah, I mean, the phones thing is an interesting element too, because I know time and memory get talked about in the same breath a lot too. Like, can we perceive time without having memory?
Elaborate.
This is just something that, as I was doing some research for this, that I saw was brought up a lot of like, if we don't have memory, then can we perceive the past, or are we just constantly in this present moment?
Also, like us versus certain animals that are just kind of present and they don't have long-term memory of any
Sure.
kind.
Yeah, exactly. They can't like hold those, but we can perceive the past being somewhere else because we can make memories.
Yeah.
But I know that phones also have like a strange effect on our memories because we don't have the time to like the empty space and time to make them. Like our brain won't do it. That's a thing that they're realizing about phone use and about constant occupation.
Is that it never passes into like long-term memory or whatever, so you never form the memory. Yeah, and that makes sense.
Yeah, apparently like dead space in your day where you're bored is actually where you form those memories.
I would believe that.
Yeah.
Dang.
That sounds about right.
So I don't know.
Dang.
Interesting.
Do you have a favorite time?
Ooh, I think. Oh, that's a tough one.
There's a lot to choose from.
Is it 4:20?
It is not. 4 p.m.'s real good though. 4 p.m. to me always feels like first quitting time. You know, where you're just like, if I had some chips and salsa, no one would care at 4 p.m.
Yeah.
If I stopped responding to emails at 4 p.m., no one really cares.
If I
right?
had a beer at 4 p.m., we'd all be fine with
We'd all
it.
be fine with that.
Who's judging that?
Absolutely.
Wind down.
Yeah, it's the first wind down. Like everyone's like, 5 o'clock somewhere. It's 4 o'clock somewhere. You know what I mean? No one's gonna be mad at you if you have a nap at 4 o'clock. It's enough time before dinner. You know.
Okay.
I really like 4 p.m. 2 p.m.'s the low point of the day for me. If I could sleep from 2 to 4 p.m. most days, I would. And then comedically, I would say 3 a.m.
Matchbox 20?
What?
They have a song called 3
They
a.m.
do.
Okay, got it.
And Our Lady Peace has a song called 4 a.m.
Yeah.
And they're both kind of sad.
Yeah.
Because nothing, but there was this think piece, maybe it was a TED Talk, about how nothing good happens at 3 a.m.
That's true.
Right?
Huh.
It's like, it's sort of the dead thing. Like if you've been out drinking, you're out drinking too long. If you're getting up too early.
Yeah.
Like it's this sort of dead time in the day where nothing's really happening. No humans are normally active.
Yeah.
Like it's just this dead point in the day.
Yeah.
And I just kind of like that as an idea that there's just this kind of void in humanity.
Yeah.
And just every listener out there who is listening to this at 3 a.m. because you are at the gym and you're like, I get so much more done than you. Screw you.
Yeah.
He was about to say fuck you. I'm going to tell you. I saw it happen.
Okay, there we go. All right.
Those people got to be doing one of those like things where you sleep for 20 minutes at a time, though.
Oh,
What are
yeah.
those called? The like Uber,
the Uberman.
man.
Yeah.
Don't even.
No.
Don't come at me with that.
No.
I'm just curious why you like this podcast. We're so opposite of that.
Love sleep. Love doing it for long
sleep.
stretches at a time.
Love doing very little.
Yeah. Huge fan.
A blanket? An
blanket?
Afghan, if you will.
We
Yeah.
have a whole blanket rack in our house, you know?
Yeah.
There's multiple
Rack
blankets
dedicated to
available
it?
at every time.
Yeah.
Oh, I like you.
Yeah. Sometimes you need a thicker blanket, sometimes a thinner blanket.
Are they arranged by thickness?
They're not
Like, is it a
currently.
gradient?
They're not currently, just because I'm using it to also block the cold.
Oh,
It's
okay.
a good
whole
idea,
system.
though. Yeah.
All right. when we were listening to our last episode on this, and Kaya pointed this out, that certain times seem to have certain associations. So like midnight is probably the best example, like the witching hour. Is that personal, or do you think there are certain societal or universal associations with time? Obviously, 3 a.m.
3 a.m. And
bullshit time.
Is midnight the witching hour?
I think so.
I think so.
Oh,
Right?
okay.
That's when the witches, I don't know.
Oh, good for them. I thought it was late. I thought it was later than that, but
It might be. Maybe it's like 1 or something
Yeah.
like that. But yeah.
that's just personal. 12 seems too early for witches.
I don't know. If those witches are in their 40s, 12 is very
Fair
late.
enough. Fair enough.
Very late to go out and start a thing.
I feel like we're all.
And that does fit the stereotype of the old witch.
Yeah, I
of,
was going to say, their cat's waiting at home.
Like,
You know what? Let's move it to 11.
Yeah.
We can.
oh, okay, here we go. Witches, ghosts, and it's a 17th century folklore term for the time of night when supernatural forces, witches, ghosts, and demons are believed to be the most powerful, typically occurring between midnight and 1 a.m. or 3 a.m. and 4 a.m.
Hey,
Okay.
there we go.
It's shift work.
It's
shift work.
Shift work.
Well, they have a couple hours of dancing.
I'm on the 12 to 1 tonight.
In some traditions, 3 a.m. is considered the peak time, sometimes viewed as an inverse of the 3 p.m. time of Jesus' crucifixion.
Oh, I didn't know 3 p.m. was Jesus time.
I
3
don't.
p.m. Jesus time. 3
Wow.
a.m. witches time.
I would be very interested to figure out how they knew it was 3 p.m. when Jesus was
Very
crucified.
good question. Yeah.
Is it just like that's when the Romans did it? So like that, or what? Wow, interesting. Yeah, witching hour. What was the question again? What are the other like?
yeah. Are there like different times with different associations? Like, are there societal associations with different times? Are there universal associations with certain times?
I do feel like there are some cultural, like,
Like 420.
yeah, well, 420.
That is one.
Yeah, absolutely. No question about
I'm
it.
going to keep pushing 420 to every question. It will work in any context.
The British have like tea time,
Yes.
sort of a thing.
Tea time.
You know?
High noon
Yeah.
in all of the westerns and that
Oh,
sort of thing.
totally,
We
yeah.
meet on the time high noon.
Happy hour.
Happy hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we love to associate meaning to time. And in fact, and again, stop me if I talked about this on the first one episode, but there is this great little talk and book that was basically, this is a little off topic, but I'll get around to it. It was called Atheism 2.0. And basically they say, of course there's no God. Now what is the point of that?
Okay.
And the reason for that, and they go, one thing that religion does very well is associating times or times of year with important lessons that they want you to learn.
Mm-hmm.
So like in the Christian tradition, like Christmas is about God gave his son to the people, and so it's about generosity. So once a year, we all sit in a room and we talk about being generous, and we give each other gifts.
All right.
And it's about generosity.
Right.
And that's a huge tenet of Christianity. And then Easter comes along. They're like, Jesus died on the cross for your sins. So it's about sacrifice.
Yes.
Gotcha.
And leading up to Easter, we give up sugar or give up something else. So the author basically makes this very strong point that there's all these times of year where you get together and you emphasize something that's very, very important. And that secular culture is not particularly good at that.
Yeah.
Right. So I think like, Thanksgiving in Canada is probably the closest that we get to that where
What about
it's
Arbor Day?
Arbor Day. Well, same sort of thing though, right? It's like trees are important.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Right?
okay.
St. Patrick's Day. Drinking is important.
The Irish had a
Oscars.
tough time,
Yeah.
therefore we get drunk.
Yes. It's culturally sensitive and everyone loves it. So I think like that is I think the most important thing is like I would love that. I would love. And that is why Thanksgiving is one of my favorite holidays, is because one, I'm not religious. If you are, that's fine. I'm not criticizing you. But it's a non-religious holiday that doesn't involve buying things for people, cards, gifts, whatever.
Yeah.
You just go and you sit with your family or your loved ones and you eat a meal and you are thankful for the things that you have. And I think that is one sort of thing that is largely universal. I can't think of a society in the world that doesn't like a feast and being thankful, or being with family, right? And yeah, so I think that's something that everyone can get in. And I know there's like some bad juju with the colonialism and stuff associated with Thanksgiving, but I think at its heart, if you just take it as get together with people, eat food, and be thankful for what you have, that's like a really beautiful thing.
Yeah, and it's also tied into like the harvest and like the seasons, and paganism was very much that was when you all harvested and stored your food for the rest of the winter to come.
Who doesn't love a harvest festival?
We love there's a whole season of Parks and Rec about it. We love a harvest festival.
Yeah, and I mean, to bring it back to time, that's really important. Like early agrarian societies being able to predict when the weather is going to turn bad, when you need to have the crops off the field, when you should plant, when the animals are going to return. That's a superpower that humanity has by our nature of being able to tell time and figure it out.
By that cave art.
Yeah, by that cave art, exactly.
Yeah.
How much of an advantage is it if your cave knows when the antelope return or the deer return, or when the deers have babies and you know when the bears come out of hibernation and all the rest, as opposed to somebody else? And this is me projecting. This is my thought. So don't take this as like fact or anything. But it's very easy for me to see how somebody who is trained on, say, how to do cave art and how to track animals and how to look at the moon and the stars and figure out the patterns of that and when things are going to happen would very quickly rise up in that society or tribe and become a very important member. Yeah. So like in my sort of sense, it's like the person who can get information from the stars, and you start having kind of, maybe that's the basis of like a lot of religions or spiritual beliefs, right? The priest class is probably going to come out of that, right? Yep. So it's all around sort of being able to predict things in the future, which is, again, compared to most animals, a superpower.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It is something that seems that it's so deeply wired into our brains in one way or another.
Yeah.
In the way we interact with each other and the world and like survival and all of those things. Like even just sanity to some degree is, I think, based in time. Like think about like prisoners that will like do the classic, the notches on the wall. That's the image we've all sort of like internalized as being true of the prison experience. Whether it's actually true or not is a completely different thing. But like we kind of like. Remember when I was in the guest room, Steph, because I had COVID for like 5 solid days. Yeah. Now our guest room doesn't have a window. So, I mean, it has a window, but it's facing a brick wall that is 3 inches away. So it's ostensibly not a window.
It's legally a bedroom.
That's right. That's right. It is a pane of glass. But because I was in there for 5 days and I was like barely ever leaving, sometimes to use the bathroom, I would change the lighting scheme in the room to tell me what time of day it was. Oh. So I had a different lighting scheme for morning, afternoon, and evening, just to keep my brain on track.
That makes perfect sense. And to go back to your prisoner point, the underlying message of that is they're doing that to keep their sanity.
Yes.
Right? They're doing that to stop from going insane.
Yes.
And same with your lighting schemes, right?
It's
to stop you from going insane. And there was a guy who went into a cave and like as an experiment and basically lived there for I don't know how long, like maybe 30 days, just to see what it would do to his sort of internal clock. And so with no signals whatsoever, no sunlight, no clocks, nothing.
Yeah.
And just kind of, and what happened is his rhythm basically got out of sync of the day. He ended up doing like 26-hour days basically. Wild. Because just without those signals to constantly sort of check you back in, you just sort of lose touch. But yeah, it's inherent. It's deep within us to want to know that.
It's me at Christmas vacation where suddenly my schedule just goes completely off kilter and I go to bed at 3 a.m. and wake up at noon. I'm just like, I don't have my normal rhythms. There's no one keeping me on track here.
It's like it's
No
a drift.
responsibilities.
Yeah.
You need a sea clock.
You do. And you know what's weird? I just got back from my honeymoon in Cancun for 2 weeks, and I'm on vacation. I can stay up as late as I want. I can do whatever I want. I can sleep in all day.
Yeah.
We got so in tune with the sun. We were up early with the sun. We were in bed early, like as soon as it got dark. And you were just like, well, we did everything today.
Yeah.
And now it's dark. And now we're going to bed.
Yeah.
And it's kind of fantastic.
Yeah.
Your body's like, I should do this all the time?
Yeah.
Society's like, no. Not if you want to be a stand-up comic.
Right.
So sorry.
It's a thing that happens when you go camping too, where you're like, you can have a fire for a while, and that's nice. But at some point, you're like, well, I can't see. So
And you get in your tent and it's 10:15.
bedtime for me.
Love that.
We're done here. Okay, amazing. Okay, so one question that I have, because this clock came up on the news the other day. Do you know how the doomsday clock works and whether it has anything to do with actual time?
It does not have anything to do with actual time as far as I know. It's a metaphor.
Yeah.
To how close we are to wiping ourselves off the earth.
Yeah.
And I think
We're crushing it.
we're
We're nailing it, guys.
I think so. So the idea being that once we hit midnight, it's game over.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't think my entire life we've been anywhere further away than like 5 minutes to midnight.
Yeah.
But I think it works as a metaphor because, as you said, we are constantly aware of our mortality.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah.
And I think linking it to time is pretty smart. Like we're at nuclear war, there's famine, there's this, there's that. Like we're increasing the risks, and literally we are limiting our time on this earth. Like that's kind of what it is. But I don't know who decides it. I don't know all the factors that go in. I know nuclear weapons in war are definitely a big part of that.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think it maybe started during the Cold War when, the Cuban Missile Crisis was like, we got, I don't know if you know a lot about the Cuban Missile Crisis. We got so close.
Oh.
We basically, one guy in a Russian sub decided not to turn the key, and that's the reason the planet exists now. Oh my God.
And his name, Cloudsley Shovel.
Just a coincidence.
That's so weird.
It makes more sense as a Russian name, honestly.
It does. Wow, we need all the statues of that guy.
Yeah.
I want to know what that guy's name is.
Oh, and we should all know it, but we don't. He went back to the USSR and was like painted as a coward and a betrayer and stuff. But basically, the world exists because he said no.
Oh my God. Love you, dude.
And it's been like declassified, and you're just like, oh no, we were so close. We were so close. But speaking of war, time has a huge impact on that and fashion. I don't know if you want to hear about this.
Yeah, very much.
So wristwatches, wearing them on your wrist are absolutely like a new thing, like within the last 100 years. Like for most of the time, like people just had pocket watches, right?
Yeah.
And the reason that wristwatches became the fashion was actually because of World War I, where early in the 1900s and like late 1800s, they started like giving out watches for like to soldiers and stuff because they're like, hey, if everyone has a coordinated time, we don't need to signal each other when we're going to attack, which kind of like gives up the game.
Yeah.
And then in World War I, they had this thing called it's the creeping barrage artillery strike, where basically they aim the artillery just ahead of the advancing infantry, right? So literal explosions going off in front of you, but the guys shooting the artillery are way in the back and the guys advancing are way in front. They can't see each other.
Yeah, right.
So what they do is they need watches to coordinate. Everyone's got their time. They sync your watches, like that's what that is.
Huh.
And will advance at given times behind this barrage. And basically what they discovered is like, it's no good having this in your pocket being like, oh shoot, we're loading shells into a thing. Where'd I put that watch? You know, trying to find it. So they started, or the army started issuing them with like straps to strap to your wrist. And then after the war, because so many soldiers had gotten these from the army, they just continued to wear them.
Cool.
And that's the reason that it became fashionable. And I have a quote here, which is the wristlet watch was little used by the sterner sex before the war, but now is seen on the wrist of nearly every man in uniform and on many men in civilian attire.
Whoa.
And it's just like, yeah, and because the officers were probably, you know, also probably a little more higher class.
Yeah.
So they're sort of setting the trends and stuff like that. So that's the reason we wear watches on our wrist, is because of the horrors of World War I.
Wow.
Dang.
A shocking number of the reasons we do things are because of World War I and or II.
Yes. You might have say they shaped the 20th century.
One might say that.
Hot take.
Perhaps.
All right. Last question here. Do you think our methods of measuring time will change in the future? And are there things you hope to see discovered or invented relating to time?
I mean, I don't. So one thing that we have done is we have actually disconnected from a solar day. Like it used to be like the way that the Earth spins is the determining factor of what a day is. Mm-hmm. And watches were always just trying to keep up with that. And you would do observations and use sundials to make sure that your watch was accurate.
Yeah.
And we have like moved away from that. So we can tell time so accurately now with atomic clocks that we no longer define a day as one rotation of the Earth, because we can tell it with so much accuracy that there's enough variation that doesn't make sense anymore. So we now measure it as how a distance that light travels in, or a certain distance that light travels is defined as a second.
Okay.
So like that's one change that we've done. But I think in terms of human experience, it's not going to change for us at all. Like maybe we all decide to go to military time, and that would be like the biggest shift ever.
Yeah.
I think it'll be interesting once we get to the future, and like as we're recording this, Artemis 2 is about to go back to the moon, and being on different planets or different planetary bodies will inherently be different because they have different orbital periods. Like a day on the moon lasts a month because so you're in darkness for 16 days and then you're, or 17 days or whatever it is, and then you're in light for 17 days.
Yeah, damn.
So that's going to screw up your rhythm and like your natural thing. So how do we tell time on, say, the moon? Traditionally, when you're there for 5 days, it's like, oh, it's whatever Houston time is, right?
Yeah.
Houston, we have a problem. But if you're going to be living on, a moon or an asteroid or in a spaceship or space station or something like that, what are you using? Do you adjust a local time, or are you still on Earth time, which is going to be different, right? So I think that's going to be the weirdest change in the future as we sort of spread out across the universe.
Cool.
Do you think we'll ever lose daylight savings time?
I hope so. I really do. It's so dumb.
It's so dumb. I know we talked about this a lot. I'm just curious if there's any movement, because last time there was talk about it and then nothing happened.
Yeah, clearly our podcast didn't make as much of an impact as we would have liked.
Joe Biden, you were listening.
We know you were.
We know you were.
He might have forgotten.
Yeah. No, he forgot.
He had a lot going on.
It's funny how daylight savings time sort of slips down on the priorities list very readily.
I don't know what you mean.
And you know what? Fine. Deal with the other stuff.
Deal
with the other stuff. We'll get to it when we get to it. I'll be tired for like 2 days a year.
But I'm so tired those days.
Yeah.
Okay. I've come up with a mini game, because last time we had you on, you were breaking down definitions of measurements of time, left, right, and center.
Yeah.
So I'm going to name a unit of time, and you tell me what it is.
Okay.
All right.
I hope I know this.
Yeah.
If you don't,
Not
I have
a quiz.
answers here.
Oh, thank
It's not
God.
a quiz. If you get it wrong, that's okay.
If you get it wrong, we will sit here for 30 seconds of punishing silence where your facts would have been.
We're going to start.
Just feel your own pulse. Just really make sure this goes into long-term memory.
Yeah.
This
Exactly.
feeling.
Exactly.
Okay, we're going to start nanosecond.
Okay. Nanosecond is 10 to the negative 6, I believe.
I didn't put those ones.
A millionth of a second?
It is a billionth.
A billionth of a second. Okay.
It's the
I
time for
really
molecules.
should know that. That's basic like metric system stuff. Yeah.
It's the time for molecules to fluoresce.
Oh, okay.
What does it mean to fluoresce?
Probably turn bright.
Like, I think I've seen whatever fluoresce is. I've seen people do it at Pride.
Yeah. It's the Saturday night of Pride.
Yeah.
Girl, get it.
And it happens in a nanosecond.
Yeah,
That's right. It's just a
exactly.
sweet glow. Yeah.
Okay, this one's easy. A fortnight.
Fortnite. 4 and 2. 4 2 nights.
4 and what? 4 and 2 nights, so 6 nights?
No, sorry. Sorry, not 4 and 2. 4 and 10. 4 and 10 nights. 4 and 10.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
4 and 10 nights. 4 and 10 nights. 2 weeks.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
That's
4
why
and
it's
10.
called that.
Yeah.
Got it,
4 and
yeah.
10. Sorry. Yeah. Also a very popular video game.
That's true. That's true.
That's for like the small structure.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Don't get it mixed up.
A moment.
Oh, Kelly Clarkson. Moment like this. Is that defined?
It is defined.
Oh.
It is 90 seconds on average, 1/40th of a solar hour. Also,
Whoa.
a medieval unit of time used by astronomers to compute astronomical movements. Length varies within the season.
Okay. I did not know that a moment was defined. I just thought it was like I'll be there in a moment.
Yeah.
Give me a second.
Yeah. Kelly Clarkson was being specific.
A moment like this.
Yeah, 90
when
seconds.
Venus is transiting.
Yeah. Well, a moment like 1/40th of a solar hour didn't fit in the bar.
She tried, though. She tried.
Yeah.
She really crammed it in there.
Bit of a mouthful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Try harder, American Idol. Try harder.
leave that to the Lin-Manuel Mirandas of the world.
Lin-Manuel could do it. I believe
could.
in
He
him.
could
Absolutely
absolutely. An indiction.
I don't know any of these.
I picked pretty hard ones.
Yes. An indiction. That sounds like it has something to do with like religion or like preaching or something like that.
It does.
It is 15 years, which was used in the Roman Empire as an interval for taxation assessments.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So it's crazy that you don't use that on
Why
the regular.
don't you know that one?
Oh my God. My Roman tax.
I forgot to file them.
Oh, the emperor's going to be so pissed.
Oh, man.
2,000 years in arrears on my Roman taxes.
Can't believe I missed that
Oh,
indiction.
man. Oh, man. Oh, they're throwing me to the lions. Literally. That's not a metaphor. Not a metaphor. Okay, how about the Deca Day?
Oh, well, okay. So Deca is 10.
Yep.
So a deca-day. Oh, is this the stupid French version of the week? Yeah.
Yep, that's precisely
Yeah, where they
what
were
it
like,
is.
it's going to be 10 days in a. How did it work?
And-
10 days in a week and then 4 weeks in a month? Or were there months?
I don't know about the French Republican calendar, but it
Yeah.
was because of them.
It's,
they called it a décade.
Okay. Again, it was already standardized.
Yeah.
We had already figured
Nice
this
try,
out.
buds.
Yeah.
But the ancient Egyptian calendar and the ancient Chinese calendar also used decades.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
Okay, what about an Olympiad?
Oh, well, that would be 4 years.
Nailed
right?
it.
It is.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. Because they have them every 4 years.
That's right. Yeah.
Right. That's why-
exactly it.
I just thought Olympiad was like another fancy word for the Olympics.
Yeah,
but like
right.
that's a period of time. That's
It
good
is.
to know. 4
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
4 years.
It's a quadrennium. Is most commonly used to reference the Olympics. It's also a reference to the 4-year interval between leap years.
Huh.
Yep. So you wish if on February 29th, you wish people a happy quadrennium.
Oh, I hope my friends aren't mad that I have not done that for
Kaya,
most years.
they are.
Oh no. Oh no. This is exactly what I lie awake at night thinking about.
Happy belated quadrennium.
Just messaging everyone I've ever met.
Like,
being
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
so sorry I missed the quadrennium.
A hectaday.
A hectaday. So that would be 100 days?
That would be 100 days.
Yeah.
Or
This is Latin.
roughly equivalent to a quarter of a year. Apparently, they also use these in Chinese tradition. I'm not going to try to pronounce it, but they use it for the 100th day after one's birth to celebrate.
Okay. Very nice.
Yeah.
What about a Senite?
Oh, that sounds like something you'd fight in Resident Evil.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah. Oh, that thing's drooling blood.
Oh,
whatever that thing is.
Exposed gums.
Yeah.
Yeah. A Senite. Or you know what? No, I'm sorry. Hellraiser. It sounds like the Hellraiser.
That's
It sounds like a Hellraiser.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely.
But other than that, no idea what that has to do with time.
It's. Do you want to explain?
7 days.
Oh,
That's just a straight up
that's
7
what we
days.
just call a week.
That's
Yeah.
what we call a week.
That's
Yeah.
a week. I like the week name better.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna catch on.
Yeah, and I'm going to be honest. If anybody uses Senite at you, feel free to ignore them.
Slap them. Slap them in their smug little friggin' faces.
They have
You and
something
a
to prove.
Senite.
Oh,
Is that?
No, you won't.
Is that like September? Like being the seventh month? Oh, okay. So 7 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seven night. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, in the same vein, a milliday.
Ooh, I think I came across this one where it's like, well, a milla would be a thousand. No, thousandth. Yes. Thousandth of a day. So, like, is that like a couple minutes? I don't know. How does that?
That's a great question.
it is 1.44 minutes or 86.4 seconds. And the Swatch Corporation copywrote it as a beat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
Yeah.
So as a beat,
Yeah.
That's literally big time.
That's big time coming at
yes,
you.
we copyrighted a
Like
unit of time.
milliday? No, that's a beat. Swatch Corporation.
and the amount of time that we all need to measure on a very regular basis.
That's right, exactly.
Like it's what would you say it was 1.8?
1.44 minutes or 86.4 seconds.
86.4. Ah.
Yeah. Just give me a beat. I'll take a beat.
86.4 seconds.
There you go. That's I'm assuming what
lot
they
of
meant
time.
by it.
Well, there is also
guess.
the beat of a watch, which is like how quick, like the tick 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 tick.
But that would be a terrible use of that tick tick.
Oh
noise.
yeah, because the
That's
faster
wrong.
it is, you could only measure it once every 1.84
Swatch?
minutes.
You guys are wild.
You are wild.
You had
That's
that
wild.
watch that popped out. Now you're changing time altogether.
It's bonkers. Okay, how about a semester?
Oh well, that's 4 months, right? That's school. 4 months? Oh wait. There's a semester at school,
There is.
That is. Yeah.
and depending on if you're in university or high school, it's either 5 months or 4 months, I think. But it's like trimester,
Oh, yeah.
which is 3.
That's a good, yeah, it would have to be because there's only 9 and trimesters is used for pregnancy frequently. You know,
9.
so it would have to be divisible by 3.
So semester, is that like 7 of those?
That would be semester.
That would be
Senes-
semi, right? That's what that's based off of?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, I'm cheating. I'm reading the sheet.
it's 18 weeks or 6 months.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I assume it's like Samedi, which is the 6th day of the week. That's Saturday.
Right. I was thinking 6 because it bisects the month, so it would be the semi, like half.
We're all getting there.
We're
figuring it out.
We're doing great work, everyone.
I think we figured out why we've standardized some of these terms. you know?
Yeah. Why we're not just kicking around,
Well, here's a question for you.
Uh-oh.
Bi-weekly.
Oh, classic.
Are you doing that twice a week or every other week?
I feel like it's twice a week, but I also don't know
It's
for
both.
sure. It's both. That's the horrible thing.
It's both.
It's terrible. Okay, last but not least, lustrum.
Ooh, a lustrum. Like that's one. I'll say that sounds. So I just completely Latin is the word I'm looking
Yeah.
for.
That is correct. That's correct.
And it sounds like it lights something up. So is that like the period of the day that the sun is up?
Lustrum is 5 years, and in early Roman times, it was used to measure the interval between censuses.
It's all
Thrilling.
about
It's all about data collection.
Roman censuses and taxes.
They love their data.
And we crucify everyone at exactly 3 p.m.
Perfect. All All right. Well, we are running out of time here. So at the end of every episode, we like to share our micro fandoms of the week, which we will do in just a moment. But before we do, here are some other ways you can connect with us. This show is always going to be free, but you can show your support in many different ways, including joining us on our Patreon page, patreon.com/The Fandom Show, where you can get access to episodes early. You can submit questions. You can enjoy our monthly Nerds letter to get auxiliary content and listen to our exclusive patron podcast, The Fan Club, where we watch movies one of us loves and the other has never seen.
You can find us on social media at Fandom Show Pod on Instagram. Go to our website, thefandomshow.com, or you can just email us, fandomshowpod@gmail.com. We also have merch. So if you want to get our cutie little faces on some of your stuff, go over to thefandomshow.dashery.com. Also, please tell all of your nerdiest friends about us, or even your regular friends, even your parents. We'll take it. And if you can, get on your podcast provider of choice, ideally Apple Podcasts, but anyone is great. Do a little rate, review, and subscribe. Even a one-sentence review or a one-word review helps us move up in the charts, and that means we can find more people. So if you just want to put down your favorite measurement of time, and that's it, we'll see it, and we will love it.
Yep. And you can also find us on the From Superheroes Discord, where you can meet other fans or hit us up directly. And now it is time for our micro fandoms of the week, starting with you. Steph, what are you fanning out about?
Kaya, I went to the Westminster Dog Show party. It was the best. We all bet on which dog we thought would win from the finalist dogs. They did, before the Terriers, they did a nice little memoriam to Catherine O'Hara, which was beautiful.
That's the show.
And then the winner, I did not win, but the winner was Penny, who at the end, the next day, they put out that she's retiring from showing because she's going to become a therapy dog because she loves getting pets so much. And it was just so nice. Dog shows, delightful, strange, wonderful, weird. That was my micro fandom. What about you, Kaya?
I'm really enjoying The Pit right now, like many other people.
Everyone.
Like everyone else. And for good reason. It's a great show, and it kind of like harkens back to the old days of television when we just, shows were meant to be watched one at a time.
Yes.
It's just,
so good.
it brings me a great joy, a great comfort, a great warmth, and the performances are excellent.
It's a phone dropper of a show.
Yeah, you got to pay attention.
It is.
Yeah.
I was so close to also coming in with that being my micro fandom. Like just even watching it on an iPad, you're like, this is great.
This is great television.
Absolutely. Yes.
Well, what did you bring in as your micro fandom?
So mine, another TV show that I kept seeing clips of, and I finally tracked it down. It's an Australian show called Utopia, but it was also, I think, released as Dreamland in other markets. And basically, it is a workplace comedy that takes place in the fictional Department of Nation Building in Australia, where they're trying to get all these infrastructure projects up off the ground. And it's like The Office, except you just don't deal with the people's personal lives. It's just them trying to get stuff done. And as someone who worked in infrastructure as an engineer for many years, it is so spot on.
Oh my God.
It's like bureaucracy, red tape, people telling you different things. And it is so funny. There is one episode where they are trying to open a highway, but they can't do it because there are art installations that they've agreed to put up on the side of the road that need approval.
Oh my God.
And one of them is a 3/4 inch scale of a gas station.
Oh my God.
The other is like a reflective beam over top of the highway. And it's just like the other is like a mural of people dying in traffic accidents. And it is just so, the way that they react to it, the way that they're getting pressure from the top up, it is so funny. If you like dry office humor, strongly recommend.
Incredible. Well, Craig, thank you so much for covering. I feel like we still could cover an entire other episode.
Yeah.
We just, time is infinite. It's incredible. But where can people find you? What do you want to plug?
Yeah, you can find me on the Villain Was Right podcast, which is, of course, on this network. So just in your little podcast thing, hop on over.
Yeah.
Look at that. We look at villains of movies and TV and defend them. So I think coming up, we just defended the evil stepmother in Ever After, the Cinderella story.
Fun.
And I do that with fellow comedian Rebecca Reeds. As well, my new album, World's Deadliest Cat, is available now, so you can find that wherever you listen to music. It's a stand-up comedy set. It's very good. I'm very proud of it, so go check that out.
Yeah, find Craig in your ears. Go find him. Until next time, love the things you love and tell everyone about them. Bye.
The Phantom Show.
The Fandom Show is produced by Andrew Ivimey as part of the From Superheroes Network. For more great podcasts like this, as well as webcomics, articles, and so much more, visit FromSuperheroes.com.